dobry, Richard.
Dzień dobry.
Welcome to Poland.
Thank you. Thank you.
You represent something that is not only very well known to the UK audience, but, as you said, to the audience in more than 200 countries.
Yep.
Jamie Oliver, everybody's heard of him.
Yep.
And you represent the Jamie Oliver's Foodtube team.
Yes.
You started your presentation with telling us that 4 million views from Channel 4 shrank to 1.5 million.
Yep.
So there's a huge online exodus of core audience.
Yep.
So how did you combat that problem, and what happens online? What happens on the Jamie Oliver's Foodtube these days?
So it's a very different experience to the Jamie Oliver that is on TV and still will be on TV for the next sort of 10 years coming. There is a movement and a shift of that audience. Because people's lives are changing. 3G mobile devices are happening much more. People are consuming content on the go in bite-sized chunks, and I think that's what as people's habits change and how they watch TV. There's less people that are sitting there waiting for 9 o'clock for Jamie's show to come on because they can have they're good. Everyone has a busy life, and they can go outside and they can have some fun, record the show, and then come and watch it back on whenever they like to. So the whole shift of that large audience that we had on Channel 4, and that's across the board in all programming. There's many more channels now available in the UK for people to watch. So there's much more choice, and of course the online sort of resurgence of great content that can be found online is the future, and how people will consume Jamie's content and most of their content in the next 3 to 4 years. If you look at America as a great sort of way to judge where things are going, I think it's a stat, and don't sort of quote me on it too much, but it's like the 17 to 24-year-olds, I think it's 80% of them don't have cable in their home because they consume all their media online and through video sites and streaming websites and things.
And so you say the future because you just launched in 2014 in January, right?
Yep. 2013. So with 18 months. Yeah. So. And
can you briefly tell us what's the difference in core audience? You've mentioned that already, but that could be quite interesting.
No, there is a very different audience that we found online, and we were surprised that it was 65% male, 25 to 45. That's our core audience that watching our videos online. The rest of our business, which is books and TV and other media, is 65% female, same sort of age bracket. So there is and YouTube, I think, allows certainly men to watch content that they might be interested in. It's slightly more niche. It allows them to consume their content in bite-sized chunks, which is great. All men have a very short attention span, as we all know. We can't multitask. We're impatient. We want things to happen now, and we want to get on with it. And and I think that's what we found. Jamie is well supported with men in his cookbooks. He sort of changed the way that men cook and allowed sort of men to get into the kitchen when he started 15 years ago. I think the video is another transformation of that. For the guys that actually can't be bothered to read a cookbook, we can now give them video content that they can consume 4 minutes and they're away, and they know how to smoke their own meat on a barbecue.
Yeah, coming back to the audience again, you said you've mentioned the phrase. I found it quite interesting, growing the audience.
Yep.
So now, and then you said that an average Jamie Oliver's video would be about 4 minutes.
Yep.
So I would like to ask you, how do you grow your audience or your audience's interest in a 4-minute format? What happens there?
We're blessed with our content because a recipe has a natural story arc from a beginning, a middle to an end. So you can track that journey through the video. We don't need to divert off and get clever. It's you start cooking something and you finish cooking something, and that's the end of your video. So being able to keep the audience engaged for long enough, there are many recipe videos that are simple how-to demonstrations of with hands, and so you can skip through to the points that actually you want to. We're much more about, which is what I was saying about, sort of you could have the best chef creating the best dish online, but if he's not engaging enough, he's not entertaining to that audience, they can go and find their content somewhere else. So it's really key that you hook the audience straight away, you keep them involved, and you ask them questions, and you ask them to interact. Because remember, these are users that are sitting up at their computers. They're ready to type, they're ready to answer questions, they're ready to like and favourite and share. If you can encourage them to do that, then you are sort of onto a winner, really.
Cool. And to wrap it up, can you give us 3 tips or a recipe for a successful shift from TV, from the big screen to the slightly smaller YouTube screen?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think be authentic is what we try and do all the time. There is a realness to what Jamie does. He's not just a presenter creating food, and that's what all of our talent are. They're just not presenters. They're in love with food, and they can push that passion through the screen to the audience that are watching. Is interact with that audience, make sure that you are having a dialogue with them. That's what the YouTube is, and the online videos are a conversation. You want them to ask you questions, you want them to tell you what to do. They're more than an audience, they're fans of your content, so you want them to be able to share that onto Facebook and Twitter and all these other places that just pushes your brand out there. So just be authentic, be real, and and listen to that audience and have a dialogue with them. But yeah, and have fun, really. That's what it should all be about.
Great. Thanks for the dialogue, Richard, and
no problem.
Enjoy your lunch.
Thank you very much. Thank you.